Hello, welcome to another video, and it's been a long time. I only made a few videos on this channel, but I've had an order through from Barbarossa Customs in the States, make some really good reproduction items. For me, it's always going to be Master of the Universe vintage reproductions, just to complete the collection. And we're going to have a look, and I'm going to give an honest review about these. So head on over to Barbarossa Customs. He's got lots and lots of items for sale. So all in all, my total order was $120, and I got some a vintage bow, sword, nunchucks for ninja. I got a hook for my trap jaw. I got a free item. I got a faker sword, and I've got the clips for He-Man and Skeletor, Terraclaw's Skeletor. So let's have a look. The clips, that was what I was most interested in. So actually, let's do the free item first. So it took 6 months for it to arrive. So he threw in a sword. This would be for Fisto, and it's quite nice looking at it. It's quite dull, to be honest, from the original. There's a slight flex to it, but I wouldn't push it too far. Yeah, it's nice, and the actual casting is really good, really accurate. But as you can see, it's quite a dull finish, isn't it? And the material, that's not going to fool anyone. If you just want to complete your Fisto figure, then there we go. You get one of these, or just buy one online, because they're not that expensive, are they, from eBay? There's a few floating around. I can't remember how much this was, but it's not really cheap, but it's quite hard. But yeah, it would do the job if you're not bothered about reproductions. And this isn't overly accurate, but it's still pretty good. So that was a free item because it took so long. I think he's caught up now, but you're always going to get that trouble ordering from Barbarossa. He's got, you know, so many items, and it's just a kind of one-man band doing it. So we'll put that to the side. What I was really interested in is finishing off my Terraclaw's Skeletor. As you can see, I've got the claws, I've got the snappy mouth, but I needed the clip. This always goes missing, always gets lost. So this arrived. Now, the material this is made from, and I guess it's a resin, can be heated up and moulded, and that's exactly what you'll need to do if you try and fit it in your Skeletor and it doesn't quite fit. It's that way round. Then you need to heat it up, and it's a solid plastic when it's on, but actually if you left him like that, or maybe on the side, it does warp quite easily. And it does bend, so just be aware of that. So yeah, as you can see, you probably need to heat it up and pull these out slightly. Just drop it in some boiling water, move these out slightly, those clips, and then fit it to your Skeletor, and it should hold pretty well. It looks pretty good, doesn't it? Yeah. Really very close to the original, and I can't remember how this goes in. Is it up or down? I think probably like so. So that was a really good buy. Like I said, these aren't cheap. They're quite expensive, but they're certainly a lot cheaper than waiting and trying to find an original, which could take you years and years. This is one of my favourite figures of all time. It just looks absolutely great, and you can imagine how it's pretty terrifying, isn't it, with those claws. And you move the waist and the arms go up and down. So very cool. Very, very happy to complete this at last. It's only been about 20 years. I guess I lost the red clip pretty soon after I bought the thing, and it's just great to have him completed in the collection. So highly recommended clip. The Flying Fists He-Man is here, and I've put his clip in. Again, you'll need to just drop it slightly, just the ends, in boiling water, and pull them out slightly if it doesn't quite fit. And I suggest just leaving them. Don't, pull them out and take them out. Just leave it in place, because it's not, I don't think it's very durable. But really pleased to complete He-Man as well. It's one of my favourite figures as well. Favourite He-Man figures. Just looks really good. Let's put his accessories on. There we go. And his hand goes into the sword, into the shield. And there we go. Just looks really good, doesn't he? So, yep, fully working, completed now. If you're not overly bothered about reproductions, then again, highly recommended red clip from Barbarossa. He does a deal for both of them, and I suggest doing that, getting both of them if you've got missing clips. So really, really nice. That was a good buy. Trapjaw. This is my original Trapjaw from childhood. He needs some he-bands, I think. His legs aren't, they're not perfect. There we go. Trapjaw, one of my favourite figures. A great looking figure with tons of accessories, a belt as well. And let's put some of those accessories on. He's got some jaws, he's got a gun, and he's also got a hook, which is the bit that I was missing. So I bought this hook. It looks and feels pretty identical to the original. The only problem is it's made of a different plastic or resin, and there's absolutely no grip on it to go into the hole here in Trapjaw. So it just falls out, which is quite annoying. So you push it in. Oh, it's held that time. It's really good. But yeah, it's made of a different plastic, and it doesn't adhere to the other plastic that well. But that is now in. I've pushed it right in. So there we go. Trapjaw's complete. To be honest, for the price of this, and again, you're not talking like $2. I can't remember how many, maybe 8, something like that, maybe slightly more. You could wait around on eBay and get yourself a hook, but as I was ordering all the other bits, I thought, get yourself a hook. You can see what I mean by it not quite fitting, and it kind of popping out a bit. But yeah, if you fiddle around with it a bit, you don't want to split this plastic by pushing it in too hard. So anyway, you could always attach that to the belt and use, there you go, the gun, which does hold. It's the same type of plastic as that. So there we go. Trapjaw, great figure, one of my favourites. I picked up this, which is the sword for my faker, or I thought it was the sword for my faker. A bit of a failure on my part. So Barbarossa does lots and lots of power swords in different colours, and there's my faker. I thought, right, get yourself a power sword, and I chose this one because it was the right kind of colour, kind of. But this is actually the sword for the game. So it's a complete sword, it's not half a sword. So I kind of got the wrong sword. So I might order another sword for this faker. It looks really good, holds in his hand quite well. As you can see, the colouring's not quite the same. It's a darker, much darker orange than faker. It's more like his hair. Actually, it's not quite as dark. But you can see it's quite different. And the material it's made from isn't shiny at all. It's like a matte finish. So it's not, yeah, for me, it bugs me. So I'm going to reorder and get the power sword, half power sword. This is the full from the game, which was my mistake. But it's really well crafted. The actual casting of this sword is excellent, and it's quite hard. It's made of I'd say a hard resin, and yeah, it's quite hard. But the casting's excellent, really good. It's just the colour's slightly off. I guess it's really, really hard to cast something in exactly the right colour. And this isn't quite it. I could paint it, but I think I'd just rather buy another one with a half sword. So yeah, just be aware of that. Again, faker swords, if you're going to buy one on eBay or a Facebook group, you're talking quite a lot of money to get an original. So it's one of those accessories you just, for me, I'd rather have a repro and not pay all that money. So the last one that arrived is to complete my ninja. I picked up this ninja quite a few years ago, and it's not the greatest figure by any means, but probably quite cool at the time. There he is. Looks okay. Needs some he-bands on his legs, definitely. Will he stand? Yeah, there we go. Now, what I'm super impressed with is the accessories for Ninja from Barbarossa. There's the bow. Very accurate to the original. You'd be hard pressed to tell the difference. Maybe the sheen isn't quite there, but I mean, everything else is there. The casting's absolutely accurate. Looks fantastic. The nunchucks, again, really well done. And in that kind of silver resin finish. That looks really good. And the chain in between is again very good as well. Very accurate to the original. And the sword, I mean, that's super. Really good sword. There's some markings. It's cast extremely well. It says Hong Kong and then some numbers actually on the sword. So he's casting it with really quality equipment, and it shows. Really nice sword. Yes, the flex is there. It's not super flexible, but it's kind of flexible enough for it to look kind of original to what it would be. So yes, all in all, these Barbarossa Custom Repro items have been really good. I do recommend definitely Ninja's set of accessories. Don't particularly recommend Fisto's sword personally. It's just too matte and really inflexible and hard. The colour's slightly off on this one, but it still looks pretty good for the game. And Trapjaw's hook, I probably could have waited on eBay and picked one up. It's made of really quite a hard resin that doesn't particularly fit that well into the into Trapjaw's arm. So I'm not sure if I'd probably buy that. What I really do recommend is 100% is these clips. Completes the figure. I mean, it looks really, really good, and just love that figure now it's completed, and it does exactly what it says. Remember that, you know, dip it in some hot water and bend up the hooks so it actually fits really well into his back. And again, excellent item and casting from the He-Man clip on the back. So all in all, yeah, be choosy, I say, with what you buy, but he makes some really, really quality items. And was it worth a 6-month wait? Yes, it was. I think if you buy a load online and then pick up the figures, that's probably the easiest way. I need to pick up some, need the chain and the padlock for Dragon Blaster Skeletor. That's going to be next. And a Faker sword. So all in all, highly recommended. Barbarossa Customs. Check them out on the website. I think that's probably your best bet. He doesn't list that much on eBay anymore, so go directly and yeah, complete your vintage Master of the Universe. Thanks for watching, guys. All the best and enjoy your collecting. Bye.